In the discussion, there was a little bit around GDPR, and everyone is very, very concerned about what we're going to do. But we do know that there is this date of the 25th of May, and there's a pressure point because there are certain things we need to have in place, and one of them is this data protection officer that practices are going to need to have. There's been a lot of discussion over the last few weeks around what's happening. Practices are concerned about it. One practice locally has already approached the LMC to say, what are we doing about that? What I can say to you at this moment in time is that other LMCs across Greater Manchester have stepped in, and they've, so for instance in HMR, in Haywood, Middleton and Rochdale, one of their GPs is going on a DPO course and is going to become the DPO for that particular area. At this moment in time, CCG doesn't have anyone that they've assigned, and we haven't got one at the CSU. Kerry, unless...
We're in talks at the moment.
Okay. So Orbit, with my other hat on, Orbit potentially could do that, or the LMC could step in. So I think we're in discussions at the moment around how to do it. The LMC website does have some wonderful blogs that Paul Cundy, our GPC IT lead, has written, which is available, and we'll send that out as a link following today's meeting, so that practices who want to know what it's about and what they can do. And we'll come back to you as soon as possible. Just in terms of the room itself, in here, have you got any thoughts on the DPO and what you're planning on doing, and what you would like us to do as LMC?
We've had somebody working on it for the last sort of 3 to 4 weeks, trying to figure out exactly what it would become to industry to try and find, mapping things that we can bring across to private care, because the NHS, I think, is the biggest cause of data breaches in the UK. Might be also the biggest employer in the UK, so it makes sense that it would be. But it's, I think it's going to be hugely important that having one person as a policy lead for an area, to me, makes much more sense rather than having 42 or 45 of us all trying to make that from scratch.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Sorry, another thing I found very confusing. Other agencies are emailing to us and say, if you want us to remain in correspondence with you, sign this form or tick this box. So,
It's very, very frustrating. I'm sure
exactly.
each of us are receiving those emails, but that's because of the GDPR, and
yeah.
we are where we are, because otherwise we won't be able to send messages. Any other thoughts? Does anyone have any recommendations? Would people prefer an LMC representative to do it, or GP Federation, or want to see what comes out?
I'd like to see a GM approach.
GM approach, okay. There's a GM approach. Is it there?
Yeah. I think the difficulty is trying to pitch it at the right level, because it has to be somebody, obviously, who's still, I suppose, operationally close enough to know obviously what's going on, because obviously that's what the assurance comes from to some extent, and obviously be accessible to the public who might then actually want to contact that person, but also it needs to be high enough to actually make it a cost-effective role, and I think that's their attention. So something like the LMC might not be necessarily a bad idea, whereas I think obviously at GM level it might make sense, I suppose, from economics, but I think it will be too far up really for it to be really of much practical use. There is talk obviously about even in the local health economy, having one DPO that covers a whole range of public sector providers, which again makes it cost effective, but actually it's what that person will be able to do, and that's the infrastructure underneath then to actually give this some kind of impetus and a reality. Thank you.
So I'll speak to my officers about it, and we'll come back to you within, I think, before the end of this week, really, because practices do need to know what they're doing, and some of the practicalities around that.